So guys, I'm actually home now. Let's talk. I was preparing myself to make a video talking about Ajax and how they had to go through qualification. They played Sturm Graz, they played Standard Liège, they played Dynamo Kiev, came to the group with Bayern Munich, with Ajax Athens and Benfica. They passed that. They met Real Madrid in the round of 16, got past them. Met Juventus in the quarterfinals, got past them. And then they met Tottenham Hotspur. And we all thought it was done. The first leg, 0-1, it finished in favor of Ajax. And we thought it was over. Danny van de Beek with that goal. That very, very crucial away goal. And Ajax were in the driving seat going into the second leg. They're coming off of a cup win over the weekend. Convincing win as well. And they were favorites to win this tie. They were definitely favorites to win the tie. I give Tottenham very, very, very little chance of winning this tie. But I also spoke about it yesterday after talking about the Liverpool-Barcelona match. And I said it was a possibility that they can get inspired by what Liverpool did versus Barcelona. And the suckers pull it off. This is unbelievable stuff we have seen this past 2 days. Unbelievable stuff. May 7th and 8th, 2019 will go down in history as some of the most remarkable comebacks in the Champions League. Also, some of the most devastating and dramatic collapses you can see as well in terms of Ajax and Barcelona. But what a game. What a turnaround it has been for Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool, who will meet in this season's UEFA Champions League final. Give these two teams a round of applause, man. Just stop whatever you're doing and give these two teams a round of applause because they deserve it. They both showed that never ever say die attitude and came out on the winning end of their ties. An all-English final. And as someone commented and said, we may get an English Super Cup next season. In the Europa League, we could also see Arsenal play Chelsea. It's insane. English football are proving all their doubters wrong. And they have came to the fore this season. And we're going to get an English winner in European football this season for sure. It will be one of, I almost said Ajax. It will be one of Liverpool or Tottenham Hotspur. That's how much Ajax was supposed to be in the finals. Tottenham just snatched it at the very, very, very last minute. It couldn't have got any closer. But let's talk about this game, guys. Now I'm a bit more settled. Let's talk about this game. Ajax versus Tottenham with the 1-0 advantage coming into the second leg at home. They have not been really good at home. But I was thinking Ajax could have pulled it off. Erik ten Hag versus Maurizio Pochettino. Felix Breik, the referee. For Ajax, we had Kasper Dolberg coming in for the injured David Neres. Excuse me. And at that point, I was like, oh no. The chemistry has been thrown off a bit there. Because Neres on the left-hand side has been tormenting all season for Ajax. And his presence was definitely missed. Dolberg would have played central while Tadic would have drifted more over on the wings. And Neres was definitely missed. Mazraoui also came in at right back for Joel Veltman. At that point, I was like, something's a little off here with this selection. Ten Hag had no choice. An injury, last minute, he had to change it. He had no choice. For Tottenham, we had Heung-min Son, who was banned on yellow card accumulation for the first leg. He came back. came in for Llorente. Moussa Sissoko came in for Davinson Sanchez, who is also injured. He is a former Ajax player. But apart from that, we saw pretty much the same guys from the first leg. For Ajax, we had Onana in goal, Daley Blind, Matthijs de Ligt, left back Tagliafico, right back Mazraoui, with Frankie de Jong, Lasse Schöne, Donny van de Beek in the midfield with Hakim Ziyech, Kasper Dolberg, and Dusan Tadic up top. For Tottenham Hotspur, it was Lloris, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, the two defenders, both former Ajax players. Left back, Danny Rose. Right back, Kieran Trippier, who did not have such a great game, but Tottenham came out winners, so it doesn't even matter in the end. We had Victor Wanyama, who started the game, Moussa Sissoko, Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, Heung-min Son, and the man of the match, of course, Lucas Moura. It was an amazing performance by Lucas Moura, man. Ajax started the game really well. They were a much better team at the beginning of the game. They stamped their authority on the match, and they scored very, very early in the 5th minute through Matthijs de Ligt. But just before he scored, Ajax threatened Dusan Tadic's shot, deflected, and it was saved by Lloris. So Ajax meant business early, picking up that early goal through de Ligt. It was Kieran Trippier who wasn't marking him, and de Ligt just towered above Dele Alli. Remember, guys, de Ligt is a really, really tall player. He towered above Dele Alli and put it past Hugo Lloris. I was like, okay, that's it. That is it. Ajax have won the game already. It's done. Ajax will win the tie. That one goal should be enough. Tottenham are not coming back from this. Surely they can't come back from this. They're not going to score 2 goals against this Ajax team. But Tottenham fought back. 6 minutes, Son. He attacking from the left, and he struck the upright. That was close. I think it was a cross, but somehow it ended up hitting the post. And the game was off to a very, 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 very frantic start. We had, in the 23rd minute, another big chance for Heung-min Son, but he shoot it straight to Onana, who saved it easily. And then there was another chance by Christian Eriksen, who also hit it straight to Onana. Dusan Tadic got another chance in the 29th minute, and he put it wide. The game was basically in Ajax's favor. And about 6 minutes later, we had Donny van de Beek, who passed to Tadic, who found Hakim Ziyech open, and he put it past Hugo Lloris for a beautiful goal, 2-0. And I'm like, it's done. It is over. It is over. That is the final nail in Tottenham's coffin. They're not coming back from this. It ain't happening today. No way it could happen. No way at all it could happen. The first half finished 2-0 to Ajax. And I don't know what Pochettino said in his first half, his halftime speech. I don't know what he could have said, but it has to be something remarkable to push these Tottenham players to come out and play like they did in the second half. Because what he did, he took off Wanyama, he brought on the giant Fernando Llorente, who I think was making his 50th Champions League appearance. Congratulations to him on that landmark. And it changed the entire game. He just changed the entire game with his hold-up play, winning the aerial balls, and holding up the balls and everything. I think I said that just now, right? But he just changed the whole game. Tottenham started off the second half really, really, really good. Really good. And in the 53rd minute, they really threatened Eriksen, who passed to Ali in space, but his shot was put straight to Andre Onana. It was a really good shot too. But Tottenham was on the front foot at that moment of the game. And as soon as I wrote that down in my notes, Tottenham scored. It was Dele Alli wiggling his way through the Tottenham defense, pushing forward, And he had like a heavy touch on the ball, but Lucas Moura was running really close to him. And he picked it up and put it past Onana to make it 2-1. Game on. Game on. And at that point, Ajax was still leading the tie 3-1. So I'm like, Tottenham are not going to come back from this. No way today it ain't happening. It can't be. It cannot be. Not on this Wednesday it's happening. But Tottenham continued to push. 4 minutes later, Heung-min Son to Kieran Trippier, who passes it in to Fernando Llorente. He gets a shot off. It's saved brilliantly by Onana. The rebound comes out. Llorente puts it back. Onana saves again. The ball drops. There's a scramble between Onana and Lasse Schöne to basically... Lasse Schöne could have cleared the ball, but Onana was trying to gather it. That's a mistake on his behalf. He should have just left it to Schöne, who wasn't really under a lot of pressure. So when Onana went for the ball, it slipped away from him. And who was there to pick it up? Lucas Moura, the former PSG man. He knows a lot about collapses in second leg. He knows. He was at PSG when that happened. So when he got the ball, he dribbled his way around the other players, the Ajax defenders, and he got a shot off with his left foot. Ended up in the back of the net. 2-2. Tottenham back in the tie. Remember, with them scoring that second away goal, all they needed was one more and they win on the away goal rule. The game went into a different phase. Ajax began to play themselves back into the game. At 2-2, they knew all they needed to do was keep this scoreline and they would go on to win the tie and play Liverpool in the Champions League final. But Ajax lost their shit, man. Ten Hag began to make some uncharacteristic substitutions because in some matches, Erik Ten Hag makes only one substitution, sometimes two. But this time around, I think panic set in. He brought on Joel Veltman for Lasse Schöne. It was a defensive move, seemingly. And then after he did that, Ajax started to control the game a bit more again. Ziyech had a big chance, which he put wide. And then Lucas Moura had another shot. It was like end-to-end stuff. Big block by Matthijs de Ligt. And Ten Hag went to his bench again. He brought on Sint-Graven for Kasper Dolberg, who played a bit better in the second half than he did in the first. He upped the intensity. He was trying to win back balls. But going forward, he was a bit impotent. Ajax were enjoying a nice little spell of possession between, let's say, the 65th minute going up until the 80th minute or so. And then another chance came their way. Van de Beek to Ziyech. Really nice shot he got off. But again, he missed the post. He was wasteful today. Ziyech was brilliant in his play. The way he runs and dribbles. But his finishing was poor today. Even though he scored one goal. Overall, his finishing was poor. He had too many chances and did not put them in the back of the net. Pochettino also went to his bench. He brought on Lamela for Trippier. That's an attacking move. Remember, they needed another goal. If they scored, that's it. And then he brought on Ben Davies for Danny Rose, who was beginning to get a little tired. And he had picked up a yellow card. And we didn't want to see Tottenham collapse like they did versus Bournemouth. So it took him off. In the 87th minute, something remarkable happened again. Vertonghen almost scored. It was a header from a corner onto the crossbar. The ball came back. And he got another shot off, which I think it was Joel Veltman who cleared it. It wasn't on the line, but he blocked it from going into the back of the net. And at that point, I was like, oh my God, Ajax are surely not going to blow this. They're surely not going to bother this like Barcelona. And then Ten Hag did another uncharacteristic thing. He brought on Magallan, Argentinian defender, for Donny van de Beek. Panic. He was panicking. Notice I said uncharacteristic. Ajax usually take that gung-ho approach. They try to score, play you out of the tie. But the approach they were taking at that time of the game, it was a negative approach, trying to defend. Why didn't they take that approach when they came right back after the first half? Like, just defend. That was too late for that to happen. It just showed you were panicking. Ajax were losing their shit. We went into extra time, and Hakim, with Tottenham going forward, Ajax had another break on the counter, and Hakim Ziyech had another chance, which was saved by Hugo Lloris, who was really good in this game today. He was good, despite conceding twice. And I'm like, okay, a minute left. Ajax got this. 1 minute left. Ajax should surely do this. It's only a minute. They have been defending well all season. And guys, to be honest, the whole thing was a blur to me. The whole thing was a blur. All I know is the ball came down and it was Llorente who won it. And I don't know what happened after that. All I saw, it was Lucas Moura and two Ajax defenders and him getting his shot off to go past Onana. I couldn't believe it. It was a complete blur. I couldn't believe it. That's how crazy. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was there writing the notes. You know, I write the notes to keep a track of what's going on in the game because I can't remember every single important detail, so I write them down. So when I talk to you guys, I could have something as a reference. I didn't even write that down. That's so crazy. I couldn't believe it. If you go back to see my initial reaction, guys, I couldn't believe it. I was sweating. Adrenaline was flowing through my body. It's crazy. None of these teams are my teams, and this is the effect they had on me. Just think about the effect it had on the Ajax players, their manager, all the Ajax fans who were in the stadium at that time, who were at home. My boy Paul, I was talking to on Instagram. He was left distraught from this loss. 3-2. Ajax totally bottled it. But the team have overachieved this season. Let's give them that. They should keep their heads up high. They played well all season. And I think they should give themselves a pat on their back. It would have been a mountain to climb in the Champions League final versus Liverpool if they made it. But the team that made it, Tottenham Hotspur. Wow. 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 I know I've been saying wow a lot, but that's exactly the reaction that I have to give. It's just a wow moment. How in the world did they pull that off? How in the world did they pull that off with Harry Kane injured? The talisman not playing. How did this happen? How did it not signing a single player this season? How did this happen? They just moved into their new stadium as well. They haven't been playing good in the Premier League as of late. Losing to West Ham, losing to Bournemouth. They have not been playing well. And they came and did this today. Take your hats off to Tottenham Hotspur, man. Wow. So it will be Tottenham versus Liverpool. We know Liverpool are the favorites. But Tottenham would believe. They would go into that final believing that they could win their first ever Champions League title. This is the first time they have made it to a final in the European competitions. Pochettino has not won a single thing with Tottenham Hotspur. Most of these players have not ever won a trophy. Especially with Tottenham Hotspur. So, it's a remarkable achievement. I feel for Ajax, but you have to give Tottenham Hotspur the credit because we all wrote them off. Most of us wrote them off. But we learned something very valuable today. Never write off any team. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. Don't write them off. It doesn't matter how big or small the opponent are as well. Don't write off any team. Don't write off teams. We're going to learn that. We're going to learn that very, 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 very valuable lesson. Especially if you're a Barcelona fan or an Ajax fan. A Man City fan like myself as well. Because we wrote Tottenham off in the quarterfinals. And look at what they did to us. Winning on the away goal rule as well. How freaking lucky has Tottenham been? Luck along with determination. It's not just luck, it's determination. Wow, I'm still in awe. But guys, this is my second reaction. This is more like an analysis of the game. But Tottenham, in the end, we can say they deserve it. We can say that they truly, truly, truly deserve it. This is an amazing 2 days of football we have been blessed with. Possibly one of the best Champions League seasons ever, at least for me. I know it is. But Liverpool making back-to-back finals will be looking to clinch the title for the second time in the Champions League era. Jurgen Klopp definitely deserves a Champions League trophy after making it for the third time in this current decade. Once with Dortmund and now twice with Liverpool. But guys, that's my thoughts on Tottenham's remarkable comeback versus Ajax. The video is going on way, way too long. It's about 22 minutes right now. But I had a lot to say about this fixture. A lot to say. Woo! If you're a Tottenham fan, you must feel really, really good right now. But I have a lot more to talk about. I want to talk about potential final as well. So if you guys are new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Smash the thumbs up button. Let me know if I missed any big talking points in the comment section down below. I bet there's a lot of things I could have talked about that I didn't. But I'm only human. That's what you guys are there for as well. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Peace out.